Jesus Christ, dude, what an idiot.
He decapitated her.
Leftovers, 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 leftovers.
Welcome back to the Leftovers Podcast. This is James.
And this is Alex.
And you just heard that because we're going to see Spider-Man this week. I'm so hyped.
Dude, I'm so hyped too.
Oh, dude, I know I don't love Marvel, but Spider-Man, I just fucking love Spider-Man.
Everyone loves Spider-Man.
It's so hard not to. And I hate when everyone talks about how, like, oh, Tobey Maguire's the best Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's the best, whatever, right?
Wait.
What's up?
Pause.
Okay.
Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man.
He is.
Okay, good.
In my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want
yeah.
to make sure that
But,
you
like,
weren't just going over that.
But, like, overall, no one's missed in who they selected for Spider-Man at that era. Tobey Maguire did solid job for the first iteration. Andrew Garfield killed it for the second one.
The best.
Tom Holland is completely fine with me for this one. I love it. I love him. He's a great actor overall.
Yes.
And I think he plays the character extremely well.
Yeah, I would say so.
But I hate the argument because I'm just like, no, fuck you guys. Tobey Maguire was my childhood.
Even though he was my childhood too, when I look at him, even as like back then, I'm like, how am I supposed to believe that this 50-year-old man is a teenager?
Well, that was also in the era where adults were playing 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
But, like, not adults, like 35-year-olds.
And that was also like in the era when like adults looked old as hell.
Exactly.
So like even if you were 22, it's like, oh, you look like you're 48 and dying.
Also, as a child, it was very hard for me to look at a movie and believe a kid could be a superhero. So, and so seeing an adult be a superhero, it made sense in my brain. Especially when like Spider-Man 3 came out and they had Venom. Imagine if it was like they were trying to Eddie Brock was supposed to be portrayed as like a younger person, right? He was like, supposed to also be in high school now?
Yes, I think.
Or like college age.
Yeah. I think he was like the same age as him, but I always viewed him as older as well.
Exactly. But Venom can never, in my head, could never be a child. It has to be like an adult that's been through shit.
Yeah, and like he couldn't be a teen where he's just like, I'm going through puberty, I'm going through changes. It's like, no, he's been changed.
It'd be a whole different movie. With Tom Hardy, especially right now, I love it, dude. It's like the best.
What if Venom is just symbolism for puberty?
Oh my God.
Yeah, sometimes you turn into a monster.
And you eat chicken heads.
You want to eat brains.
You eat brains. And then sometimes you just want to get brain.
Oh!
Speaking of brains on windshields.
It's the same thing. Wait, what'd you say? Speaking of brains going through windshields? I guess so.
I thought we were transitioning.
I guess so.
I'm so sorry.
You know what? Now that we're here, yeah. So have you seen Crash, the documentary on Netflix? Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing through and through. I don't think I saw the brain go through, but I saw most parts of it. Yeah. And I know the story pretty much. It's a weird story.
It is a weird story, but like part of me was like, when I was watching it, I was like, what is this even like? This is a nothing story in my opinion.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
And then I started learning like about more things. Like there's more that goes into this besides the Netflix documentary.
100% more. Like, let alone like on the news a few days ago, they had the girl who basically made the crash happen. Mackenzie. They had her jail calls leak, and she was speaking like a weird language, and it was like, you know how like when you're kids you do that urabara biba, I don't know how to say it.
Like Latin?
Like
Pig Latin?
Pig Latin stuff. Like she had one of those, and she was talking like that with her mom.
In like code?
In code.
Dude, she probably thought that she was so smart being like, they're not going to get this. Because you know how like when you're in jail, they can hear your conversations.
And it's all recorded.
Yeah. She's probably like, well, they won't be able to hear this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get killed out of them.
On purpose. She doesn't even speak Pig Latin. She's just making up some like random noises.
I wouldn't even be surprised based off of like how she is as a person. Like she's just like that.
I'm very, very like virgin to this story. You gotta tell me more. Because I only know that the crash happened. And again, like you said, I didn't care about it as much because of it was just like a nothing story.
Yeah,
it just seemed like a crash that happened.
It just has happened to happen, right? And so apparently she had a relationship with this guy named Dom, right? This was like a serious ongoing thing. They were in and out of it sometimes because sometimes it got too toxic. Everybody in her friend group knew about it. They were in the same friend group. They always hung out.
But don't you miss that? Don't you miss those years when everything was toxic, but at the same time, That was love.
In a weird way.
right?
In a weird way, because it's just like you have all of these heightened emotions, and so love just felt different. And then like if you were ever mad, it felt even stronger than now.
Yeah.
Because as you've gone older, you've been able to regulate your thoughts, your emotions more. But back then, it was all just like it's all happening right now, and I just want to fuck sometimes too.
And
you know?
that's the only age where you're basically allowed to get away with cheating by saying like, I just have so much love to go around because I have so much emotion, and it's kind of true. Where
And
you're like you're pent up with emotions.
Yeah, and the girl's just like, oh my god, he's such a sweetheart. His heart's too big for just me.
It's also the only age where you're dumb enough to believe it.
Yeah, that's so true.
They were teenagers, right?
They were, yeah.
Okay, teenagers.
And so there was a lot of rumors about how Dom was wanting to break up with her because he just kind of got over like the whole toxic thing. And so
my frontal lobe has developed. You're
Yeah.
not good for me.
even though he was significally older than her.
Significantly older is not a good thing.
Yeah, I know. I think he was like 18, I believe, and she was around 15, which that's a big gap.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird gap. I knew a girl in middle school. Shout out Melissa.
Oh my god.
She's not gonna care.
I guess.
Yeah, but she told me, we were friends, and she best human ever, by the way. She was a cheerleader. She was like one of those girls who would always like she was always with the special needs kids in programs. Like she
Yeah.
would always help them out.
Oh,
so
that's
in my
great.
eyes, she was an amazing sweetheart.
Yeah.
But then she had a
best
different
person ever. Come on, man.
Okay,
Who's
you're right.
Gandhi?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But in my eyes, at that age, she was like the best person ever.
Yeah.
Right. And then I also knew her more personally, so I knew her other side where she was like a party girl a little bit,
wow.
and she was really cool. Like she wasn't like a bad party girl, like I don't know, like a Mackenzie or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Which, she was.
But I remembered like finding out in middle school that she was dating like a high schooler, and I was like, maybe it's just a freshman thing. She's in 8th grade, where maybe just a 1 year gap. That's
Yeah.
normal. I think it was like a junior or like a sophomore. Anything above freshman.
Yeah.
And I was weird. And at that age, I was weirded. I was like, what the fuck does a high schooler want with a middle schooler?
Yeah, it's like, what are we even going to talk about? Like, you guys
Yeah.
are so old.
Yeah, like, oh, dude, I got to get ready for final. And she's all like, yeah, my coloring sheet's not well done.
Yeah, it's like at that age, you're still doing like those math tests where you would have to like see how fast you can do a math test.
That is true,
Yeah.
too. That is actually
Like
true.
how many problems that you could solve in a minute.
She probably didn't because she was actually really smart too, which
Yeah.
fucking sucks, dude. She was so smart, and I was like, damn, dude, you're the popular kid. You're a cheerleader. You're smart as hell.
Yeah.
You're literally like better than me at everything.
You know,
But you're my friend? What the fuck?
I kind of have like a weird theory about that where like sometimes I've noticed that it's usually like the really smart girl that ends up with like the really older guy. And
Yeah.
I think it has to do a lot with the fact that like they probably feel like they're more mature than like the people in their grade.
Yeah.
So then they go for like the guys who are older, not knowing that the guy who's older is a creep. Because he's going for you, who's like young as hell.
And she just doesn't see that part.
Yeah.
yet. But she sees, yeah, exactly. I mean, we knew a girl who also was dating a guy who wasn't in high school while she was in high school. And,
Yeah.
and we thought that was weird.
Very weird.
And we still think it's weird to this day.
And like I think there was even one where like he was a super senior, which was like even worse because it's like why you shouldn't even be here
No. He was still in high school.
as a super senior.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he did that so he can stay in love with her, and it's okay.
That means he's like older than 18.
No, that means he's stupid as fuck.
He's dumb and over 18.
He's dumb as hell.
And so Dom, like I guess he was making his bag. Like he was actually pretty like good on money. He would buy her like very expensive, like luxurious things, which I'm like, how do you make money? I feel like
Drug dealing.
yeah, that's what I thought too. And they never really they allude to like the fact that they did drugs, but they don't like point out the fact that he was probably selling it too.
Well, when you partake, you kind of also have to figure out how to get your next fix. And I know it probably wasn't to the level of their addicts and things like that.
Yeah.
But you know how it is. Like when you get a little taste of it, you want to get more. And at that age, you have no money, so you have no choice but to probably just get deeper into it. Like, hey, let me hold a gram real quick, and I can pass it on. And,
Yeah.
Make
That's
my
kind of
few
how it
bucks.
starts.
And what sucks too, and it's really sucks for the youth, is that a few dollars goes a long way in the drug world. You can, you can't afford a whole cigarette box, but you
Yeah.
can probably buy one off for like $2.
Yeah,
from someone.
honestly.
they'll sell it to you for $2.
Especially because if you start to get into like that area of people, they all kind of have like their own way of finding things on their own too. Yeah.
I knew a guy in high school. Dude, this is a great topic you brought in because I'm just bringing all these high school things.
Yeah.
I knew a guy in high school. This is disgusting. We took a walk, and I remember seeing him pick up the butt of a cigarette and he lit it up, and he was like, well, some of these guys don't even finish them, and I'm just like,
That's crazy.
That's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
Let me take a hit.
That's so
that's-
disgusting. You
but I
don't know what
remember.
people have.
That's what exact thoughts I had. I was like, you don't know what they have. First of
Yeah.
all, you're smoking, which is, we're in high school, dude. And you're not gonna be able to make a 10-minute mile at this rate.
Yeah, at all.
2, I was like, God, that is gross.
That's nasty.
I'm sure now he looks back at that and he's all like, God, I was a fucking idiot. You know,
Yeah.
not frontal lobe having
Yeah,
ass,
at
you know.
all.
But like at the same time, like that's how far sometimes you need for your next fix.
That is true, especially when it comes to cigarettes, just because it's so addictive.
Yeah, nicotine can be very addictive. So if you guys are on nicotine, you know,
Pass
just
it
know,
over.
pass it over. But
Yeah.
also just know, like at some point, you're gonna be picking up butts off the ground.
Tell us in the comments if you're there.
When you're there,
Yeah.
you will have a hallelujah moment when you're just like, oh my God, I've gone too far.
Yeah. And so this Mackenzie girl, I think because of like the fact that he was buying her so many things, I think that was also part of the reason why she wanted to be with him so bad.
Who wouldn't?
Like, especially because from where she came from, I don't think she was going to get that on her own.
Right.
And she's also like of the people that believe that you have to look a certain way and act like a certain way and stuff like that. But she was also ghetto too, you know?
Yeah, I know those kids.
Yeah, I kind of think about some certain people, you know, like some people come to mind. And so everybody expected them to like get married. Like that was basically what they thought was going to happen with them. Their
Cute.
parents saw it. Their friends saw it.
That's a bad sign. That's a red flag. When the parents start thinking that you're gonna marry your high school sweetheart, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I know it sounds like, oh, they're so supportive. Yeah, but like I don't know. Every time I hear that, murder story.
Kind of, yeah. I think that's pretty accurate.
He was the perfect guy.
Yeah, and then Mackenzie's her parents, like specifically, they really liked Dom because he was actually somebody that was able to kind of put up with her bullshit. Because she was just a person that was always unhinged and just she needed things now. She was always asking for things. And if you didn't give it to her, you were looked at as like a dumb fuck. You were looked at as like a moron, an idiot. And she would tell you that.
Papa, I want this Louis bag. No, I can't. You know, I just can't. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was poor.
Yeah.
Why don't you get your money up, Dad? And then she just drops a bunch of singles. Like, there you go, Dad. Pay for it now.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it because I'm 15 and I don't own a credit card yet.
That's kind of how she was, not gonna lie. She was very like demanding of things.
That's really funny though.
And so like this guy, Dom, he comes into her life and it's just like, okay, this is a guy who's giving me all of this stuff now. And so eventually it got very, very toxic and he actually decided that he was going to like break up with her, which this part is alleged too, because I guess the parents of Mackenzie believe that this wasn't true, but there's actual texts that go back and forth about this
Because they
situation.
really wanted someone to take her off their hands.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted. They wanted someone to take over the stress.
Because for a while she lived with him too, so it's like, okay, finally she's gone.
I don't understand these people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to be a racial guy because then it brings back those vibes of our old podcast with people should not be named. But there is some racism in me where I think like these people are white, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with the white people that they trust their daughters and their sons to sleep over with their boyfriends and girlfriends.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Dude, if I was that age, my dad would beat the hell out of me. He'd
dad-
never beat the hell out of me. He's done it maybe once, but it wasn't even like that bad.
I'm 27. I still get beat every other day. You know, like it's like I don't. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared to grow up.
Because he won't let you, because he still hits you.
My dad's never hit me, but my mom, on the other hand,
Oh, God. She'll swing for the freaking fences with me.
I feel like my mom would swing, but she never make contact. But she would definitely like shadow box my face, like, "Ooh, if I only
Yeah.
had a little less, patience with you, I'd freaking deck you." You know.
I lost my train of thought. What was it talking about?
They were gonna get married.
Oh, yeah, so
sorry,
a lot
they were
of-
sleeping over. Sorry.
Yeah, so that they would like sleep over at each other's houses and stuff like that. And then it got to the point where eventually it was word that they were about to split up and stuff. And then this happened to be on like the same night that this incident happened, like the accident happened. It was like around that time. And so it was a weird night because obviously they did drugs. This was very implied. They did shrooms. They showed photos of them like doing like a lot of things. Like sometimes she, like her friends would post photos of Mackenzie behind the wheel with like a blunt in her mouth and just a lot of stuff, right?
Yo, these parents really want to get rid of her.
Well, the parents on Mackenzie's side were very open to the fact of her smoking weed.
Well,
They said that it's not that bad.
That's an argument that I can't fight people on because to this day, I get it. Like, like I get it. Smoking weed's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But I'm still of the belief that no child and under 16, 18, whatever, right, should ever be injecting themselves with any kind of drug, really.
Yeah.
Even caffeine for that part.
I also still believe that it is a gateway drug. I'm not gonna lie. Like school has taught us this so many times. That
Are you a little secret agent dare program guy?
No. I genuinely believe it because no person has ever been like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing coke. They've never started with the coke. They've always started with the marijuana.
That is true because I did know another person in high school that needed their fix for weed, so they ended up sucking dick. So I think you're right.
It starts somewhere.
You started smoking weed, you end up sucking dick.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's a gateway to something, dude.
Like, yes, it doesn't always happen. Like, sometimes people just stop at the marijuana, but like at a certain point, some people don't. And it's like, where did they usually start? It just happened to be at the same place.
Yeah, that is true. I've never heard someone go from cigarettes to like sucking dick, but I have heard people going from weed, from the devil's lettuce, and going into the into the cornfields and doing weird things. I don't want to out their story, but
or our location, because we do have a lot of cornfields.
Oh yeah, that's true. But it paints a picture, guys. It paints a good picture of what they did.
Yeah. And so on the night that this happened, they were just driving, right? And so the accident happened. It was them driving. There's footage of her going super fast, like hitting speeds upwards of 100 miles an hour.
Damn, what car she have? Because mine don't do that.
They're not even on a highway, though.
No.
It's just a regular ass road, and she's doing that. She's picking up speed. And they showed footage of this happening, and it straight up looks like and sounds like a missile is getting launched. Because once they crash, you just hear like this massive explosion, and instantly her boyfriend is killed, and one of their friends, Davion, is also killed.
That's a sick name, Davion.
Yeah, that's
a fucking sick name. Yo, mom and pop, sorry for your loss, but goddamn, for the next one, keep those names.
That's
up.
a great name.
That's a great name.
Yeah, and so they both pass, and she survives.
How?
I have no idea.
The driver's usually the first one to go.
That's what I was thinking too, and I'm just like, I don't even know how you survive.
She's so crazy. She aimed so that he would die, and she wouldn't like she'd get the impact from the airbag, but not like still 100 miles plus per hour.
Yeah.
And it suddenly stops. How is that possible to survive?
And then so the whole thing about this, and like people believe that she's innocent, is that because they believe that she had this condition where she would pass out randomly.
Okay, I heard about this part.
Yeah, but once they've actually looked into it, they realize that this kind of just sounds like a story that you guys made up just to kind of get out of this, because there's never been an incident where this has happened before.
Yeah, and generally these things happen at like school. Like your PE teacher will make you run and then you pass out. Generally, those people actually suffer from faint attacks like that. It happens due to stress and things like that. So in gym class, you hear a lot of that stuff happen. Again, I knew someone in high school who did that, and it's scary when it happens. But like again, it happens in high stress events. Yeah. So you would assume people have seen this.
Yeah. And then also because of this being like a case, the police got her phone and they went through all of her texts, and out of like I think like upwards of like 30,000 texts, there's not a single one that mentions this condition. Yeah, you would think that if you have a condition, you've talked about it to somebody that's close to you.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Or mom and dad would have been like, hey, how you feeling today? Anything of the sort of that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, I saw that you weren't feeling that great the other day, blah, blah. How are you doing today, blah, blah, right? Nothing.
That's weird.
So it just feels like it was just something that they made up just so that they could potentially try to get out of it. And so afterwards, they kind of saw that this wasn't really like a thing. And then also in court, they came to the conclusion that if this was a thing that happened, she would have taken her foot off of the accelerator at some point.
That's what I'm thinking too, actually. Yeah. I was going to say, like, when your body goes limp, you can't even put pressure. So like, I'm sure they couldn't brake, but I don't think they would have accelerated faster.
Yeah. And there's also like this technology that in cars where they can determine what was going on like at least a couple seconds before the impact happened.
Right. It's like a black box on a plane.
Yeah, exactly. And like they can look at like the sensors on things and see like what was going. And they looked and they saw that the entire time, the entire like last few seconds of them being alive, she had her foot on the pedal all the way down the entire time. There wasn't a moment where it was like it went on like based off of pressure, and I think the entire time it had 100% pressure. There wasn't a moment where it went to 99. She floored that thing. The only thing that was different was the fact that at one point it shifted gears.
Oh, what?
And so people believe that was them trying to fight for their lives.
Oh, trying to put
stop
in
the car.
neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really smart for them to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of that. I literally would have just thought, how do I jump out of this car at 100 miles per hour and not die?
Exactly. And dude, like even thinking about that gives me chills because it's just like what was going on in that car in those last few seconds where they just felt like they had to fight for their lives.
Yeah, and then my lack of frontal lobe tells me like I could survive that jump. I don't know why, but in my head I'm a superhero and I won't die that.
Yeah.
I won't even get a scrape.
I definitely feel like I would jump out and I know that I would get hurt, but it's like I'm seeing a wall coming at me.
Yeah, but with my stupid ass, I'd probably jump out and run into a fence or a mailbox because I didn't fucking plan right. I'm just like, I gotta get brave now, and then I just get right into a fucking mailbox.
But
And
at least you got out. Like, well, you know what? They also got out trying still too. You know,
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really smart move. I mean, if you can't find the emergency brake, which also I don't know how safe that would have been at 100 miles per hour.
the emergency brake, it
Yeah.
might have even killed them.
Yeah, it might have
Based
actually
off-
made because I think they would have ended up spinning out or something.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know if you've ever played with the emergency brake on my old car. I used to, one time I had to use the emergency brake and I remember that I could, because back in the day, it sounds old, but like newer cars, it's just a little switch that you have now. It's not like a full handle, but back in the day, I keep saying back in the day, but it was a handle, and when you pull it, you know, it engages it. I remember one time I had to engage it, and then I was throttling it up and down to kind of like not engage it, engage it, and I'm pretty sure it fucked the car a little bit, but at the same time I needed to do it. It was winter.
Just to kind of see.
Yeah, but and it worked that time, but also my car was fucked up in general. So
Yo, really?
who knows if it just had a faulty emergency brake? But
Yeah.
let us know in the comments below. Do emergency brakes do that, or was my
Yeah.
car just fucked up? Because my car was pretty fucked up.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah.
But now you got a sick car.
I got a fucking sick car. But the problem is now, if I decide I'm gonna be all like Mackenzie about it
Yeah.
and to drive, no one can turn off the car or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they made it really hard for you to survive.
Is that on purpose? Conspiracy?
Maybe I picked the car so that people can't really get out. Hey, by the way, we're supposed to drive together on our movie night.
You got so scared. But we are not. No. We're not like driving together.
I do tell my girlfriend sometimes, I'm just like, I'm just driving and I'm like, I miss him. And I start driving faster.
Oh,
and then
God.
she freaks out. Or sometimes I say something like, isn't it crazy how that barricade's the only thing keeping us from falling off this bridge? And I
Yeah.
freak her out more.
Sometimes you got to keep your girlfriend on her toes.
I gotta see what's going on because
Yeah.
what if she ends up in a car with some crazy person one day and she's gotta react? I need to see
Yeah.
what she'll do. She's failed every time. She has not jumped out of the car yet.
Sometimes I do that with my girlfriend too because I want to keep her on her toes because she doesn't let me lick her toes.
Exactly.
This would all end if she let me lick her toes.
Oh my god! Don't tell me how many times I've been basically like, look, if you let me do this nasty thing,
Yeah.
I won't be mad anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I had no reason to be mad from the beginning, but now I'm upset.
Just let me lick the toes. God, come on.
Girls just don't get it.
We're going to transition now into the part where we talk about toes.
This is the real meat and potatoes of this episode. Toes.
Toes. Okay, so then the next morning, obviously, she survives.
Insane.
Which I don't even know how, but she does sustain a lots of injuries.
Oh wow.
And
I assume so, but
yeah,
Jeez.
and like there's moments where she is mourning the death of her boyfriend, of her friend, but not gonna lie, when she's crying, it doesn't seem like a type of crying where she's sad. It almost seems like a guilt cry. Like I genuinely feel like I feel guilt when she's crying.
Well, I'm not gonna look too much into that, only because people, you hear a lot of stories where there's freak accidents that happen, but they blame themselves and then they
Yeah.
felt that guilt cry.
Yeah.
So in a world where Mackenzie was sane and she didn't do any of this on purpose and stuff like that, I could also see her crying from the guilt because she was the driver.
That is a good point, but when it comes to her, people say that she had no remorse. Like a month later, she was just making like TikToks as if nothing happened.
And behind the wheel again.
Yeah, and then like there was even like a moment where she was at a Halloween party and her and her friend, they dressed up as corpses. And it's like, bro, like I get it's Halloween and I get that this is probably a normal thing that you would have done in any other situation, but because of the circumstances, you have to know that this is messed up and the fact that it's two of them only.
Oh,
And it's like you happen to have two people that died in your car.
This sounds like a psycho who was like, "Hey, let's dress up as Dom and what's their series?"
Yeah.
Like all fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Also, I don't know if you saw this. This is like completely not even like confirmed. This could have just been like a conspiracy thing or like some fake thing online. But I saw this years ago. You may have seen this too. There was footage of when she got arrested that it's body cam footage, and the cop is talking to her, and he is just like, you know, he's talking to her about like how she's arrested, blah, blah, blah. And so there's a moment where you hear a whisper, and it sounds like a person saying, "She killed us."
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
And people believe that it's them saying that, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But they believe that, like, in that moment, they was just that last breath that they could, I guess, breathe into the air.
Yeah.
Before they left into the spirit world.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
It's just like like their spirits wanted the justice because the cops were there. And so it's just like, okay, finally we can tell them that like she killed us. Like this wasn't an accident. This was completely intentional. And yeah.
I mean, where my brain goes is like, obviously I don't believe that kind of stuff too often, but like at the same time, I guess best case scenario is that's exactly true. Worst case scenario, we just didn't see the body next to him, and the guy barely had a whisper left in him.
Oh,
You know, obviously
but this was the footage of her being put in the cop car after she was like fine.
Oh,
yeah.
But I heard about it. I just didn't see it. But wow.
And so the crazy part was that in the footage, the cop is even like, wait, what? Like he reacts. He responds to it. He hears it. And
that
she
gave me
just
chills.
Yeah, and she's just like, I didn't say anything. And he's just like, oh, okay. But he heard something. Yeah, he's got chills too.
Oh,
Dang.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
You're my Lord and Savior. I know I was singing some really messed up songs earlier today, but they were just me. It was like, I swear to God.
And so basically in the documentary, they don't really paint her out to be like that bad of a person. There are moments when it's obvious that she's just kind of speaking, because she's on the documentary too. They talk to her and everything.
Whoa.
Straight from jail. And you could tell that there are moments when she's saying things only because it's the right thing to say.
Right.
Because there's even a moment where she kind of like talks to the side to her lawyer. Her lawyer is there, and it's just like, was that the thing? Like, was I supposed to say that right? Like it's like that vibe. So it genuinely feels like she didn't actually have remorse, and she's just doing this to try to find like a way to get out of it.
She's getting a script.
Yeah, and she straight up believes that after this, she believes because they sentenced her to 15 years to life. That's what she got because of this.
What does that mean, by the way? Does that mean that in 15 years she'll get like a second trial and like they'll check if she's fit to leave?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. And then afterwards, if they say no, then she's doing life.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
She was also tried as an adult.
As she should. She
Yeah.
made an adult decision. She
Yeah.
drove under the influence.
Yeah.
And killed 2 people. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And so it was also crazy because she asked for this. It's like a weird term. It's not a straight up court like you would get in any other case.
Right.
It's like this weird type of court where you're kind of almost one-on-one with a judge, and it's a very small amount of people around you. It's just kind of like the people that you know and like the families that were impacted.
Okay.
And people believe that she did this because in a lot of situations where they ask for this, it's specifically because they know that in a jury, because of how juries work and they can kind of determine if somebody's crap or shit or whatever,
Right.
they would deem her like bad.
And that makes sense too, because they would end up having to, paint the picture of who Mackenzie was if
Yeah.
they went to trial properly.
Yeah.
And they would paint the picture of who she was. Parents would have to tell the truth. Like, yeah, she was kind of a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
And then that would paint a different picture to juries.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're
and
right,
so
yeah.
they knew that would happen. And so they asked for like this other type of court.
No, the fucked up is she didn't know this. The lawyer told her to do
Yeah,
this,
for
right?
sure, for
But
sure.
what's fucked up is even the lawyer's like, damn, you're a bitch.
Yeah, for spending like a little bit of time with her. Like, dude, you suck.
You suck as a person. No, you got a face for one-on-one court, not a whole trial.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, she was actually a very, very bad person. Like, the documentary doesn't paint her out in this way at all.
I heard there's rumors that they paid out the documentary though.
It makes sense. I would believe that because I listened to like this other podcast that went deeper into like all of her background and stuff, and she is awful. Like, she is straight up awful. She's spoiled. Her parents enable her behavior like you wouldn't believe. Like, any type of time where she's throwing a fit, her parents are just like, no, it's fine. It's okay. Like, they just let her walk all over them. And the only person that wouldn't do this was Dom. But like, he would just be super chill about stuff.
Right.
And there was like this whole side to her that like even Dom's parents didn't see until court, when there was footage of her basically like talking so much crap to him, and that was a wake up call to them too.
Jesus Christ.
So overall, she's like awful. And now that she's in prison, she has like this whole belief that she's going to get out. Like she fully believes that she's going to leave. And she even thinks that because of this documentary, she's going to have like Kim Kardashian coming to her rescue.
Oh my God.
Because I guess Kim Kardashian has done this where like there are people that sometimes face a life sentence, and she'll find out that like they're innocent and get them out.
She
And
won't
so-
find out. She'll get paid out to say that they're innocent.
Yeah,
Shut the
maybe.
fuck up.
And so
she didn't even pass the bar. She raised it.
Oh!
Did you see that? That fucking ad? I thought it was so fucking funny. I was like, damn, badass woman, but also you kind of self injury right there kind of thing, because it's like, yeah, I didn't pass the bar. I raised it. It's like, okay.
The thing about the bar though is that it's very tough and it takes a lot of attempts. So I don't even like blame her for that one.
Nah, dude, every single Netflix drama I've seen, first attempt.
Oh, really?
And then they're straight from Harvard. Hey,
You're the smartest
I've only watched Suits.
I've only watched Suits. And so yeah, she believes that she like after this she's gonna be a model. She believes that she's gonna have like a successful career. Which honestly, like if you're in
could,
prison
I
and you're
guess.
most likely gonna face life, just have some type of like joy, I guess.
No,
Which-
have some kind of hope.
Yeah, which it sucks to like also think that way because she did take somebody else's life, two people, you know. So it's like,
100%.
does she deserve that hope? No. But yeah.
Also, you know, this does raise a different question of like going back to that TikTok thing you said, where she went to a Halloween party as a corpse. It's not our. I mean, if she was innocent, right, and then she gets let go out of tomorrow, it's not up to us to decide either when it's okay for her to live her normal life.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Even if she dressed up as just a silly like ghost in a sheet kind of thing, people
Yeah.
still would have had a problem with it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So like that is something I've always wondered. Like, what you know. We don't get to decide someone's mourning and decide when they get to like go back to normal life and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Like, obviously, this is not the case with Mackenzie, but in other cases where like they've had to suffer through the death of their friends or family near, like right next to them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like some people don't feel anything. A month later, they're going to parties, they're doing their regular life, and it's almost like, is that bad, or should we celebrate the fact that they were strong enough to actually like overcome that and not let it tear them down? Like, you know, basically 99% of the world where they face a tragedy and it defines them for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
you know.
that's true.
So I was just a curious thing.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely feel similar. Like,
But don't dress up as a corpse.
no, don't like. But it's also like be mindful sometimes.
That's
you know,
that's the thing. Being mindful is different from
Yeah.
being not traumatized.
like this year, maybe don't dress up as a corpse. Maybe be Spider-Man.
But don't have, you know, Emma Watson at the end of it, like
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
dangling. No, not Emma Watson, Emma Stone.
Yeah,
And don't
yeah.
have Emma Stone dangling at the end of your web shooter. You know,
Yeah, like just kind of just play it safe that year. Maybe you know.
maybe be Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Oh no, he dies too.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, shut up,
I haven't
dude.
even seen those movies yet, dude. I'm only on like the fourth or the third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Snape?
He's the guy without. Oh no, he's actually the guy who's got the bad hair and the bad face.
Fuck. Okay, fine. For a second, I thought you didn't know who he was.
No. I know, dude.
You know things.
I'm aware.
But like with the Mackenzie stuff, like, did you initially actually believe her?
No.
Not even from the beginning.
There wasn't a moment
My
where you
mom
were just
said the
like-
same thing.
Yeah.
My mom watched the documentary and she said that even from that documentary, she's like, it seems like they want to paint her innocent.
Yeah.
But like, I don't believe her.
Not at all.
So I don't. Is this girl must be bad?
She is, and like she's reckless. And then like there's also been like weird things like have popped up because of this documentary, where like there have been rumors that like she had a weird relationship with her father. Like really freaking weird. Like when people were looking through like the texts that came out or whatever, there was a lot of weird moments of like at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. she would text her dad asking for warm milk.
Okay, that's a
Like-
weird thing to text. That could be very weird, like an innuendo.
Yeah,
or,
it sounded like an innuendo.
or like that spoil that like I request warm milk, father.
Yeah.
And a cookie.
Yeah, and it was stuff like that, but it was like weird because there would be times where like he wouldn't respond until the next day at like 2 p.m. and he'd be like, "Do you still want that warm milk?" And it's like if you wanted warm milk at a certain hour, and you're asking now in like the afternoon, it's like that kind of sounds like it's not really warm milk.
But then also that kind of makes it an easier understanding of why she was so spoiled,
And so,
because
like, messed
the dad,
up.
because maybe the dad was, if they had a weird relationship, maybe
Yeah.
I'm gonna give mom the benefit of the doubt, she didn't know anything about it.
Uh-huh.
Dad was downplaying all her crap. Maybe even mom didn't even know how bad it got. She just saw her teenage emotions, but she
Yeah.
didn't actually see how bad of a person she was.
Or like where it came from.
Ye-
Because
oh,
maybe it came
yeah.
from that.
Yeah,
But then
100%.
somebody else pointed out that I guess warm milk is something that people drink when they've been under the influence of drugs to kind of take them out of it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that's true. I've heard that for alcohol.
yeah. But at the same time, if she's asking for it at 1 a.m. and you're asking her if she still wants it at 2 p.m., she should have been out of the drug phase a long time ago.
If she wasn't, that'd be terrifying too.
Yeah. So that's like some of those weird things where I'm just like, maybe she had a weird relationship with her dad and her dad was abusing her.
But would that change your mind in the verdict at the end of the day? That obviously makes a point of like why she became the person she was,
Yeah.
and why she ended up in the situation she was in.
Mhm.
However, does that actually change the outcome, or does it just add like, oh, by the way, here's a quick fact about this lady. It's sad, but here's a quick fact.
I think it would just make me feel bad for her.
Yeah, right. But
Yeah,
not, but
but
not
like-
to the point where you like, hey, you don't have to go to jail.
Yeah, no, because I believe that when there are issues in trials when it comes to like murders or something like that, it's not the fact that like this person just is a murderer. It's probably because of things that have stemmed from their past.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's also about like what you do with it right now that really
Exactly.
determines if you should be in jail or
And
not.
obviously, she was. If this is true, her requesting it
Yeah.
becomes a whole thing of like, wow, she was very much manipulated into a weird mental state.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I mean, I get it, but like at the same time, unfortunately, she did the actions of killing her friends and boyfriend.
Yeah. And then like this also, if that did happen, it would kind of almost explain this new situation of her in prison, because now there's word that she gets like trains ran on her
How? It's a women's prison.
by the women, which this is what they say. Like they use that term, get a train ran on them, which I've only heard that in reference to guys.
Yeah,
I've
I've
never
only-
really heard it.
I've only seen that in my searches.
And so, but I guess that's like her thing now, is that she's even spoiled in jail. She'll call her parents a lot,
Which
and
is not
basically
normal.
request a lot of things, and they give it to her still. Like she's being spoiled in jail still.
Okay, this is a dark theory,
Hmm.
but because obviously her being so young, well, she's not even young anymore. She's of legal age now, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you think that because she had a, I don't even know what to call it. It's not a sexual awakening, because obviously she was too young to consent.
Yeah.
At that, if the
If
dad stuff
that's-
is true,
yeah,
if she had like this like weird sexual mind, I guess you can say, there's nothing nicer I could say, I guess.
Hmm.
But if she had like this weird sexual mind and she knows that she can get whatever she wants by doing these acts,
Yeah.
and then she goes to jail, you think she kind of gave herself up in that way to be like, hey, I'm gonna basically be the, you know, the barracks bunny
Yeah.
here, and then I'm gonna get what I want, and that's gonna continue to supplement my lifestyle. Obviously it sucks now in
Yeah.
this case, but now, hey, I want to call my parents, give me a call, okay, meet me at my bunk later tonight.
Yeah.
You know, do you think that's
I honestly
situation?
thought that too. Like I had that same belief that was probably maybe what was happening, because you know when you're in jail, like there's a lot of things that you get by potentially doing stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know, and
get a lot of favors?
yeah, it really could be that. And then, but other people just say that she just happened to be very popular and she's very egotistical, and that she just like. There's also like this phrase in jails like this where it's like,
Snitches get stitches.
no, like you're gay for the stay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like because of your scenario that you're in, you're just only gay in this scenario because you need to get off in a certain way.
If you ask any guy who's been in jail and you ask if they tell you that they've done things with like the same sex,
Yeah.
and then you ask them, are you gay? And they'll be like, hell no.
Yeah, they'll be like, hell no, I did that out of necessity, dude.
Yeah, they'll be like, well, I don't know why they're
You've
Mexican
never
to you,
seen a fucking bluer pair of balls. I was like Smurf, but they're big. But they're big.
but they're big.
yeah, huge, big balls.
Huge.
Big Smurf balls.
I mean, yeah, you're gay for the state, but I mean, the fact that you're saying that she was also egotistical and she's kind of a bitch in there
Yeah.
too, it kind of paints a different picture in my head. I know
Yeah.
it's fucked up, but it is what it is. But a lot of sex in jail is not consensual.
Yeah.
So like, I could also see it being a thing where she's getting kind of abused there too.
Maybe.
because of her own ego.
But at the same time, I don't see it that way because everybody describes her in the jail as being like the mean girl. She's the Regina George, yeah, of the jail.
She's
And, like,
alright. Regina George is crazy.
yeah, and so like it's almost like people are kind of afraid of her too.
She might be that crazy.
Yeah. And
Sometimes
yeah,
you can just see crazy in the eyes.
straight up. And then like even like when she was talking about stuff, I do believe that weirdly she probably will get out of this. Somebody will come to save her somehow just because of like her personality.
Well, based on everything you're saying, I could see her pleading insanity. I'm surprised they haven't actually looked at that angle yet.
But she's not insane.
Well, I get it, but she also does insane things.
But they already pleaded like that she passes out.
Oh, yeah.
You can't plead the insanity card after that.
Well, she didn't know, maybe. She could also say that. She was too young to be diagnosed with something.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the stories so far that I know. There's updates every so often, but
It's not done.
No, for sure, no.
It's not done, but I kind of fear what you said, that she will be let out.
I think she will.
And maybe not within like the next year or 5 years, but she will be let out way before the 15-year mark.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I'm that worries me because people like her who clearly show no remorse, they show no change in their anything of them
Yeah.
when they're in jail. Like it sounds like she's the same person in there.
Yeah.
They tend to come out and do worse things.
Yeah.
So that terrifies me.
I actually kind of believe that if she were to come out, she would make it far.
In what?
In like entertainment somehow. Not like a movie star, obviously, because that's just like, but she could be internet famous, I believe.
I could see that. She
Yeah.
could start a podcast and then everyone's going to hate watch, but also then tune in and be like, oh, this is a podcast of a girl who's actually mentally insane,
Yeah.
And that's more of it's like a freak show kind of thing. People, it's a spectacle.
I think it's like every so often you get something like you get a person like this that gets big because they're kind of insane.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, this is like the new girl that's like popping off right now.
Yeah,
and I feel
yeah.
like that is what she would be, especially because she's been up. Like, she even said like in jail that she's like, people on podcasts are going to talk about me. And like, here we are talking about them. And then it's also the fact that I heard another podcast talking about her and there's another one. So it's like, she's going to become like almost a household name.
She's going to become a name for a time, but then
Yeah.
like also because of just like any other trial, it's going to last so long. People are going to get bored with it. She's going to become old news just as fast too.
Yeah.
I mean, you think she'd come on the pod?
Oh, God, I hope not. Actually, we are going long on this one, right? And I'm not even done with like some other stuff because I kind of had like this what's it called?
Oh my God.
I had this theme going because this is gonna be the crash theme.
You're like, top 10 crashes that I saved on my phone.
No. This happened over the weekend. I don't know if you've heard about this.
Is it the Chicago one?
The Cicero one?
I don't know then.
There was another one.
Holy
But
shit.
like, I was gonna go over 3, but I'm like, we're gonna go for like an hour and a half if I do all 3.
So part 2 crashed next week?
Wait, this one's messed up, and this is gonna give maybe our location away slightly.
Yeah.
Not fully, but it's like
I know what you're talking
it's
about
near
now.
us. It's near us. You do know.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about now. Now that you said that.
Does it happen to be about the Fox River?
Never mind.
What's been going on?
Holy cow. So many crashes are happening.
Okay, so I'm gonna go quick with it, right?
Yeah.
So there was this guy. He is an upper level type of dude. He's an executive in a company.
Okay.
He likes to be on his lake. He has a boat.
Okay. Must be nice.
He's reckless. Everybody knows him to be reckless.
As most CEOs are.
Yeah. So people have said that like he'll just like go fast as all hell. He's
But-
modified his boats.
That's fucking sick. That's,
Yeah.
that's a different level of rich.
He's added like 3 engines that are on the exterior of the thing. And they have like an insane amount of horsepower.
That's kind of cool.
So there was this woman and she was with, I believe, a friend and I think her dog. And she was just chilling on like a dock. Like she was also on a boat that was
Okay.
docked. And this guy crashed into her. At full speed.
No.
At full fucking speed.
Jesus Christ, dude. What an idiot.
He decapitated her.
Dude, how did you do a part 2 from the Blackbeard story last week?
No, dude, that's fucked.
That's fucked, dude. Holy shit.
He decapitated her.
Yo.
And the thing is, it was a busy weekend.
Yeah,
a
I
lot
could've
of
been.
people saw.
Are you serious?
A lot of people
I
saw.
didn't see this news.
They
at
had
all.
to get people to get like what's it called?
get the head.
No, well, I'll get to that. So they couldn't identify her, obviously, because her head was gone.
Yeah.
They had to get a dive team to go find her head.
Jesus. Oh God.
And then what was it?
You know, this is fucked up of me to say, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Okay.
You know that those people in police and all those fields, they have like a sick sense of humor because they have to live with the death around them. So
Yeah.
they develop dark humor.
Yeah.
You know that dive team was going there like, hey, we're gonna go get some head. Let's go get some head. Because it's a head, you know.
You
It's
had
a
to
head.
make that
It's a
joke.
head.
You
It's
had
a
to
head.
make
It's
that
a head,
joke.
you know.
And so, because of all the people that were there and saw it, they actually had to get a counseling team to come out there and talk to a lot of them
Oh wow.
because it's traumatic. Bro, you saw somebody's head come off.
yeah. I mean, it's
Literally,
like a fucking action figure.
Yeah, and
Jesus
so
Christ.
yeah, and so this guy, he had like a really bad history of alcoholism.
Yeah.
He was drunk when this happened.
So DUI,
People said-
decapitation.
People said that they saw him just chugging Fireball.
Yo, who the fuck is this guy? Pitbull?
Straight
Jesus
up.
Christ.
And he has had 2 DUIs.
And they let him. Oh, that's why he was on the water because he's like, I can't drive on land, so
Yeah.
I'm going on the water.
They took my license, but they can't take my C license, which they definitely should. If you have a DUI, you shouldn't be allowed to drive a boat.
You shouldn't be allowed to drive a bike.
And so right after that happened, he ran.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
He freaking ran, and then I guess he ran to like some place and just drank himself into a stupor. And people reported that he just kept saying over and over that his life is over.
Yeah, it was.
It is.
And
It is.
as it should be,
Yeah.
because for being a stupid decision.
For being a stupid piece of shit on the freaking lake, just being reckless as all hell.
No, you know he deserves whatever's coming to him.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you should get life.
Life in prison at
Yeah.
least, and then trains on prison. I'm sorry, sir, but you deserve the worst.
Yeah, because it's like with the other story earlier where this person was driving in the car and stuff. These were people that you knew, all this stuff, blah, blah, right?
Yeah.
This was a random woman who was just on a dock, just hanging out, just
that's-
with like her dog.
That's what happened to the dog.
I don't know.
Oh God!
To be honest, I don't know. A lot
That
of
makes
people
me so
asked.
sad.
A lot of people asked. Nobody said anything about the dog.
Oh no! I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it because that's gonna make me cry. That's gonna make me cry if I think about
not the decapitated head.
Dude, that people die every day, but dogs don't
Not-
deserve it.
not
Dogs
from-
are children.
But
like,
yeah.
poor lady, dude. I mean, I can't imagine that. And the worst part is, what do you even do?
Yeah.
You see it coming. You can't fucking outrun a speedboat.
No.
Because essentially it's a speedboat at that
Yeah.
point with that much fucking engine power.
She might have not even seen it coming. She was probably talking to her friend, and then it just came out of nowhere.
I think you also trust that boats are not dumb to like,
Yeah.
hit you.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I can see that.
I've walked alongside a river, and I'm just like, I know I'm not going to get hit.
Exactly.
Because that doesn't happen.
Holy
Unless you're a dumb fucking
shit.
executive piece of shit.
Oh my God. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
That's insane. Poor lady.
Yes.
Piece of shit guy. I'm glad that he fucking drank himself to a fucking oblivion because he probably had a shit time when they got him.
Yeah.
I hope the cops like fucking dragged his like dumbass and they put him in like a drunk tank.
Yeah.
And then he got the worst hangover and then he's all like, ah, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
I hope he had the worst time.
This is like a moment when I'm just like, they should bring back torture.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And decapitate him
At the end?
at the end?
Nah, because that's too sweet of a, like, that's too kind of the
Yes.
way to get out.
I do think it's too kind. I do
Yeah.
think that. But I guess the punishment has to fit the crime. So hit him with the boat.
Straight up, break his freaking legs. Just give him so much pain.
But legally, we don't mean it. Legally, we don't mean it.
Well,
Personally,
I won't
though.
do it.
Oh yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't do it.
No. But should it be done? Yeah.
It's okay to have hope.
Exactly.
Let us know down below.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any of these fucking articles?
Yeah.
Actually, no. Let me know down below. Do you actually believe Mackenzie? Because there is a following for Mackenzie, by the way.
Yeah, I
people do
know.
believe in Mackenzie.
That's crazy, dude. At the end of the documentary, it was showing a bunch of people being like, I stand with her, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you don't know, bro. Like, also, a lot of the guys that did, I think they just kind of want,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
find her like attractive and they're like, no, she can be saved. There is like a thing about like, if you're like on the attractive side, that people will fight for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you do really messed up things.
Well, this episode's gonna be called "Do You Stand with Mackenzie?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna ask you right now: do you stand with Mackenzie?
Yeah, do you?
Do you stand for what you believe?
Because God, she needs to stay in jail.
She needs to stay in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. If she's gonna be a spoiled brat, do it in jail because there's consequences when you act up. oh, you might not even make it to life in jail.
That's the thing too. A lot of people brought up the fact that like she doesn't know consequences. This is like the first time that it's ever happened, and even now that she's experiencing it, she's still not fully experiencing it.
She's gonna step on the wrong person's toes, and she's gonna end up having a hell of a fucking ride in like the fucking shank train. You know, she's gonna be shanked the fuck out of her if she doesn't act right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At like a certain point, if you're like the mean person, somebody's gonna be tired of it.
Oh. At a certain point, you just meet someone who's crazier than you.
It's also like the thing where like a lot of people talk about how like she talks down to a lot of people there, but it's crazy because a lot of the people that she talks down to are only going to be in there for like 5 years.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even worth getting angry and fighting people and get another year on your sentence.
Yeah.
That's how some people end up in the system so long.
Yeah.
Because they get into fights, and then it's a sad cycle.
So it's almost like they probably feel bad for her too, because it's like, okay, well, like you're a piece of shit.
You're just the house crazy person. I
Yeah,
guess. I don't
it's
know.
like you're just kind of insane. I'm going to get out in 5 years. You're spending your whole life in here. So
that is a perspective.
You
that
can
I
talk
didn't
down
think of.
on me. You're staying in here forever.
Wow, when you say that's a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
I that would make me bite my tongue. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Well, those down below. Do you stand with Mackenzie? Because we don't.
No,
we
of
will
course
not
not.
stand with Mackenzie.
No.
And if she wants to come on the pod and defend herself, go ahead. Blow us up. Give us more views. But follow us at LFTBSBOD on TikTok. More importantly, make sure you subscribe and get ready for episode 100 where we get into the cuckold of the world.
Oh, yeah. You've been teasing this for a while. I feel like...
We got to become cucks.
No, I would never.
I would never do
No.
it. I'm too jealous.
Yeah.
But follow us. This is James.
This has been Alex.
And this is the Leftovers Podcast.
Leftovers, leftovers, leftovers.